Hello, my name is Ryan Sharp, and today I'd like to present to you my presentation on why we should implement a tuition reimbursement program here at Knox Electric Company. I'm excited to give this presentation today, and it's my hope that you will be able to see that there are definitely benefits from implementing a program like this in the future. So let's start off here with our introduction. So I've worked at Knox Electric Company now for a little bit less than a year. Definitely have enjoyed my time here for sure. I've definitely gained a lot of experience. My career is definitely going to benefit greatly from working here, and I'm nothing but appreciative to the management staff here and team for helping me grow myself as a person as well as an employee, and it's definitely knowledge I will use for the rest of my life that I've gained here. Currently, I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree at King University, and I'm excited to announce that I will be completing that degree in December. And upon completing that degree, it is my intention to go for a master's degree in business administration. And thinking about obtaining these degrees and this education, it's definitely come to my attention that college is definitely becoming a financial burden, arguably, for many people. Not just myself. Thankfully, I've been able to take care of myself on it pretty well. But there are definitely lots of people who want to go back to school but can't. And for this reason, looking at it and also looking at other businesses, I've decided to propose that Knox Electric Company implement a tuition reimbursement program that allows employees to go back to school and gain that education that they need to do better in their job, to do better at work, to do better in their career, and to grow themselves and better themselves. I think that a tuition reimbursement program here would definitely have benefits that outweigh the cons for sure. And this short presentation will definitely explore all of the avenues for implementing such a plan. So let's just kind of look at some of the background here on this. And definitely, when I interviewed with Knox Electric Company, I've definitely learned that the mission of the company in its hiring, and also from conversations with our managers, the main goal is to make sure we are bringing in people with either a very high educational background, or B, it's an individual who's wanting or is currently pursuing a higher education. Education is a very important tool to this company, and it's definitely something that Knox Electric Company seeks in every one of its applicants. Definitely people with this trait receive higher consideration for positions than applicants who do not. Currently, we have a really strong workforce, and definitely it is educated, but there are definitely people here that I believe would want to go back to school and gain more knowledge for the fields that they're working in. There's definitely people who have learned their jobs on the fly, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's one of the greatest ways to learn positions. But it would definitely be beneficial for a lot of our workforce to go back to school and gain some professional knowledge and experience, and definitely documented experience to help uh, in their positions, not just with our company, but in the future as well for them. It's definitely an investment going to school that helps everyone in the long run. So, kind of considering these two aspects from our background, it kind of sets the tone for the need for a tuition reimbursement program. And considering how other organizations have created tuition reimbursement programs in the past, I've looked at these and I've come up with a plan. And this is definitely a tentative plan. It can definitely be adjusted, it can definitely be added to or taken away from, however we see fit. But with this plan, this basic plan, we can go in and we can implement one of these programs, and it can essentially kind of be foolproof that it would prevent negative events from decreasing its profitability. So the first thing we want to do when we're creating a tuition reimbursement plan is we want to make sure we're creating a proper budget. And we want to make sure we're allotting an appropriate amount of money. We're a small business, so we don't have to necessarily make an extreme investment towards this annually, and that's why I'm proposing we invest $25,000 annually at a rate of $5,000 per employee. This would allow us to send 5 employees to school a year for tuition, so that would definitely be extremely beneficial for them and for us both. This budget can definitely be adjusted if we need it to adjust, but it definitely covers the bases for every student looking to grow in their career with our company. And usually tuition going to a smaller school, $5,000 is usually enough to cover individuals wanting to go back to school, depending on their field, and especially depending on the fields that pertain to Knox Electric Company. And that's something else we'll get into in just a minute. The next thing we want to do is we need to investigate and create a plan with our auditing team to see if these investments can be tax deductible. And if they are tax deductible, we can deduct these from our yearly tax filings, and that can almost guarantee that these are profitable on a yearly basis. Even if for some reason we had students that did not achieve success with the plan long term, we can still deduct these investments from our taxes, and as a result, we're still gaining benefits from it on either side. And if we have successful students, then we're having two fronts that we're gaining benefits from. The next thing we need to do when implementing a plan like this is we need to set up an application process. So a process where an employee can go in, apply for it, show their qualifications. We can even implement an interview process if necessary, speak with the employee, see what their aspirations are, what they're looking to get out of going back to school, and see if those details line up with the details that would be set as the criteria for the application process plan. So what we want to make sure of, certainly, is that these applicants are pursuing a field that's relevant to their current job, or at least relevant to the processes of Knox Electric Company. If it's something that's not relevant, we don't want to necessarily fund that because that's not going to be beneficial and it's not going to be an effective investment for our business. Definitely something that needs to be considered when creating these applications. So we want to make sure they're pursuing a relevant field. And also we want to make sure that we don't reimburse tuition until the end of every semester, because we want to make sure that students are achieving high grades, and with those high grades, it makes the investment worth it. Definitely passing grades needs to be a requirement. Failing grades would definitely be something we would not want to invest in. We want to invest in people that are motivated to do well. So with these 5 aspects here, these are just the bare bones, but combining these together, you can have a plan that essentially protects itself and also is a process that grows the company long term through the addition of employees and growing the current workforce. So let's kind of look at some benefits that would come from a plan like this. So definitely current and prospective employees would gain a higher education that they can use for their positions within our business, and all aspects of our business will gain from this program, whether it be warehouse logistics, purchasing, human resources, or sales force, accounting, management, leadership. You consider every one of these aspects, and education, higher education, is definitely going to be a benefit when you consider operating in all of these positions. Also, our company would be a lot more attractive to incoming candidates. So whenever we have position openings, of course we're a small business, so we're not having these extremely often, but when we do have these openings, we're going to be a lot more attractive to candidates looking to come to school and seeing that we have a program where we're willing to take care of these people if they go back to school for a relevant field. Not only does it help them out in their career, it helps us out because we're getting guaranteed, almost guaranteed experience out of these applicants. And these applicants are going to be highly motivated to do well. They're going to be highly motivated to go back to school, and they're going to be highly motivated to prove themselves and show that they have the motivation and the strength to complete the task at hand. And these are definitely people we want to have coming to work for us. As we've talked about before, these could be tax deductible, and so making these tax deductible, it's going to definitely help with the essential cost of it all. So deducting at the end on our taxes, we're essentially going to be able to ensure that we still profit from this. If not from the students, at least on our taxes, we can still do well on this. And at the core, when you have a workforce who is higher educated, there's going to be less mistakes, there's going to be higher efficiency, and there's also going to be higher decision making skills. Uh, Better decisions are going to be made, there's going to be increased efficiency, and fewer mistakes. All of those things combined in the long run results in more profit for the business. It helps everyone out in the long run. It definitely is going to be great gains for every department. So considering the benefits in the plan, uh, we'll kind of go ahead and conclude here. So all in all, providing this reimbursement program, we would allow ourselves to have a highly educated workforce, and in turn, it would allow us to better achieve our mission, to be a company that's strong in sales, strong customer service, and we're able to provide for our customers in the warehouse and also in the other aspects of the business. We're going to have better accounting, better purchasing, you name it, we're going to have improvements because the higher education that we have, the better decision making there will be. So that's kind of the core of this presentation. This is definitely a bare bones plan at the moment, but I'm definitely looking forward to working with you to grow it. And if you feel that this would be an effective plan and you want to move forward with it, please feel free to contact me. And I'd love to meet with you here in the near future to drill out some details and talk and discuss this more and see what potential lies ahead for a potential tuition reimbursement plan. So thank you for watching. This is Ryan Sharp, and have a great evening.